Everyone has seen the cartoon image. A caveman in a fur loincloth, spear in hand, running from a snarling Tyrannosaurus rex. It shows up in movies, in toy aisles, even in a few museum dioramas that really should have known better. It is also completely impossible. Not unlikely, not rare. Impossible by a margin so large it barely makes sense on a human timescale. So how far apart were humans and dinosaurs actually separated? And why does a gap that enormous still feel so easy to imagine away? Start with the number itself, because the number is the whole story. The last non-avian dinosaurs went extinct roughly 66 million years ago, at the boundary between the Cretaceous and Paleogene periods. The earliest members of the human genus, Homo, appear in the fossil record starting around 2.8 million years ago, with anatomically modern Homo sapiens showing up far more recently than that, roughly 300,000 years ago. Do the subtraction, and the gap between the last dinosaur and the first human stretches across more than 65 million years of empty dinosaur-free time. For context, that is roughly the same span separating the extinction of the dinosaurs from today. Humans are closer in time to the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs than the dinosaurs' extinction is to us. No, wait, put more precisely, the gap between the end of the dinosaurs and now is almost exactly the same length as the entire age of mammals that followed them, an age humans exist at the very tail end of. Here is the comparison that makes the scale land. Tyrannosaurus rex lived roughly 68 million years ago. Stegosaurus, another famous dinosaur most people picture as living alongside T-Rex, actually went extinct around 150 million years ago. That means 82 million years separates Stegosaurus from T-Rex, more time than separates T-Rex from a human being reading this sentence right now, which is only 68 million years. T-Rex is closer in time to modern humans than it is to Stegosaurus. The age of dinosaurs people picture as one uniform block of prehistoric time was not uniform at all. It spanned roughly 180 million years, longer than the time separating the dinosaurs from us, packed with entire dinosaur species rising and vanishing before other, equally famous dinosaur species had even evolved. So the misconception is not simply humans came after dinosaurs. It is closer to imagining all of dinosaur history and all of human history compressed into the same narrow slice of time, when in reality both spans are almost incomprehensibly long and barely touch at either end. How do scientists know the gap is this precise? The mechanism is radiometric dating, and it works by measuring the decay of unstable isotopes trapped inside rock and mineral samples at the moment they formed. Certain radioactive elements decay into stable ones at a fixed, measurable rate, called a half-life, that does not change regardless of pressure, temperature, or chemical environment. By measuring the ratio of a radioactive parent isotope to its stable decay product inside volcanic rock layers found above and below fossil beds, geologists can calculate with real precision how long ago that rock solidified. Multiple independent dating methods, using entirely different isotopes with different decay rates, converge on the same 66 million year figure for the end of the dinosaurs, which is part of why the number is considered extremely well established rather than a rough guess. What actually caused that sharp cutoff 66 million years ago? The mechanism behind the extinction itself comes from one of the more dramatic scientific detective stories in modern geology. In 1980, physicist Luis Alvarez and his geologist son Walter Alvarez proposed that a massive asteroid impact triggered the mass extinction, based on an unusual clue. A thin layer of clay found in rock strata worldwide, dated to exactly the extinction boundary, contained iridium at concentrations far higher than is typical in Earth's crust, but consistent with asteroid material. Geologist Jan Smit independently identified similar evidence around the same period, strengthening the case. The hypothesis initially faced serious skepticism, since no crater of the right size and age had been identified. That changed with the identification of the Chicxulub crater, a buried impact structure roughly 180 kilometers across, centered near the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico, dated to almost exactly 66 million years ago. An object roughly 10 kilometers wide struck Earth with enough force to trigger wildfires, a lasting dust cloud that blocked sunlight, and a collapse of photosynthesis-dependent food chains across the planet. Non-avian dinosaurs, along with a huge fraction of all other species alive at the time, did not survive what followed. That impact did not simply end one era and immediately begin the next. A third mechanism worth understanding is what filled the following 66 million years. An extended, gradual process of ecological rebuilding. Mammals, which had existed alongside dinosaurs for well over 100 million years as small, mostly nocturnal creatures, diversified explosively once large dinosaur predators and competitors disappeared. That diversification took tens of millions of years to produce anything resembling the mammals alive today, and tens of millions more before anything resembling a primate, let alone a human ancestor, appeared. The evolutionary path from small post-extinction mammals to Homo sapiens was not fast. It filled almost the entire span of time being discussed here. Put those mechanisms together, and the picture becomes clear. Precise radiometric dating establishes exactly when the dinosaurs disappeared, a well-documented asteroid impact explains why, and a slow evolutionary rebuilding process explains what filled the tens of millions of years between that impact and the eventual appearance of anything human. Every piece independently confirms the same enormous gap. Here is the twist that keeps this story honest rather than simply repeating dinosaurs bad, humans good, big gap. Non-avian dinosaurs went extinct. Dinosaurs as a broader group did not. Birds are dinosaurs, a conclusion supported by decades of skeletal, genetic, and even soft tissue evidence connecting modern birds directly to a specific lineage of small, feathered theropod dinosaurs that survived the extinction event their larger relatives did not. Paleontologists do not consider this a loose metaphor. Structurally and genetically, a sparrow is a living dinosaur in the same sense that a human is a living mammal, which means the sentence "humans never lived alongside dinosaurs" is technically imprecise. Humans have always lived alongside dinosaurs, every single day, in the form of every bird that has ever crossed their path. That distinction complicates the tidy version of the story without undermining the core point. The image that needs correcting is specifically the non-avian dinosaurs, the T. Rexes and Stegosauruses and Triceratops that populate movies and toy shelves, the giant reptilian dinosaurs people actually picture when they imagine dinosaurs. That group is separated from humans by the full 66 million year gap. No exceptions, no overlap, confirmed by every independent line of evidence available. The feathered, flying branch of the dinosaur family tree is a different story entirely, one that has been sharing the planet with humans this whole time, nesting in gutters and stealing food from picnic tables. So the Caveman versus T. Rex image fails on every level. It compresses 66 million years of empty time into nothing. It ignores that T. Rex is chronologically closer to humans than to some of the other dinosaurs it is usually drawn alongside. And it overlooks the fact that a genuine dinosaur descendant is probably audible outside the window right now, singing, entirely unbothered by any spear. Everyone has seen the cartoon image. A caveman in a fur loincloth, spear in hand, running from a snarling Tyrannosaurus rex. The real image is stranger and quieter than that. It is a pigeon on a windowsill, the last living branch of an ancient lineage, watching a species that showed up 66 million years too late for the fight everyone imagines.